Geek out. Welcome to another episode of I'll Geek. Today we have a cool episode where we're going to talk about the broken Master Sword from Tears of the Kingdom. We all know Tears of the Kingdom is the second volume of Breath of the Wild for Nintendo Switch. Great game, open world. You can create about pretty much anything. You can go through walls, you can fly, you can go all the way up to the sky and the clouds, visit cities that are floating up in the air. Just overall, a great piece of work by Nintendo. Love this game. I've beaten it multiple times. I love just skydiving down from the Sky City and down to the Hyrule world or Hyrule land. I love creating items like carts and hovercrafts. Just overall having a great time in the world of Hyrule. They did a really great job on this second volume. I thought they couldn't get any better from the first game, Breath of the Wild, but they did. They got a lot better on this second volume. So I do recommend it if you haven't played it and you're a big fan of Zelda, then I really, truly recommend this game. Just fun overall. I mean, it has its own tunics. You can level them up. It's just a really great RPG game. So we're going to go and dive in a little bit on this game. So if you guys haven't played this game and you guys don't want to get spoiled, which is really hard to believe. If you are a Zelda fan, you have already played this game. You're probably a pro and you're, skydiving and one-shotting one of these centaur tigers that are really hard to kill. Again, I'm going to dive into this. So the broken Master Sword was originally full-on Master Sword after you beat Breath of the Wild. Link and Zelda go down under the Hyrule Castle to explore more of the caves where the black energy is, emerging from. And they do find skeleton, mummified Ganondorf, and they awaken him. And once he awakens, and Ganondorf tries to hit, or not tries, he does hit Link and breaks his sword and burns it like this. So it did not have enough strong light energy or sage light energy, so it ended up breaking. This sword he does carry at the very beginning of the game, and eventually disappears. He sets it in a spot, and it automatically disappears. So it's really cool how this game interacts with past and present, and you can see, you can collect the memories from the past and see what went on in the past, where Zelda actually did get transported, being the, sage of time, sage of light, does get to transported into the past and see what goes on and how Ganondorf got mummified. So really cool storyline, a really good job by Nintendo and the Zelda team with this game. So I totally recommend it. Really great game. So eventually the Master Sword is broken or is burnt, as you guys can see with the black and the gold on this blade right here. It gets completely destroyed. Link has it, and then he puts it in the spot where, past or future or present Zelda gets it, because she's in the past, and holds on to it. Eventually there's, a lot of war going on in the past, and then she ends up consuming her rock or her special item and becomes an eternal dragon. She becomes the eternal dragon of light, and in the past and in the future, when you are in the air and the Sky Islands, you can see how, a floating flying dragon that looks pretty much like Zelda, has golden hair, green eyes or blue eyes, and then it's on her forehead, it's sticking the Master Sword sticking out where the handle is. So eventually she was holding the broken Master Sword, and when she consumed the sword, and throughout the years, the sword was inside this light dragon and consuming sage, light energy, eventually becoming strong enough to defeat in the future Ganondorf. So as you're playing with the game, you end up noticing or knowing that the Master Sword is inside Zelda, and Zelda has become the eternal dragon of light. And you eventually go and try to get on top of the dragon and withdraw or, get the sword out. Just kind of like when you were in the Temple of Time and you took out the sword off the rock or the pedestal. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're getting it out of the dragon, and you have your brand new sword full of light sage energy and ready to destroy anything that comes your way with dark energy. So really great storyline again, especially even the end. The end was pretty much epic. Ganondorf transformed into this huge dragon, and then Zelda also assists you. So really great game overall. I do recommend it. If you are a Zelda fan, you've already beaten it probably 50 times, but This is our type of channel that we discuss are the great games that we have, the great collector's items that we have, and things that are actually mean something to us and takes us back, to our childhood. Pretty much reminiscing or just takes us back. The music, the graphics, the thoughts. It just overall takes us back. So we discuss these types of items. Now, this in front of me is actually a 3D printed broken master sword. I did acquire a few months ago. I did acquire a Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon. Amazing machine. It's just great. I mean, it's compact. Yes, it is pretty loud. Yes, it does. For the, they say it poop shoot. It pretty much, when it changes colors, it poops out, plastic. It just ejects it out. But overall, I love the machine. Really good. A lot of people say they might have some trouble with it, but if you give maintenance to a piece of equipment, you do not neglect it. It will not break down on you. And obviously you can't, it's just kind of like a car. If you take care of it, it will work. It will be fine. But if you don't and you just rough it out, then it's just going to break down for you. But great machine. I love it. I printed this out. It came in 2 pieces for the sword, 2 pieces in the handles, because it has the main handle and the symbolizing the string was also 2, and then the piece or the centerpiece or base for the sword also was in 2 pieces. And then lastly, the diamonds in the middle of the sword was another 2 pieces. So we have 2, 4, 8, or 6, 8 pieces to print out. It did take me probably about 2 days to print out because I took breaks for the printer to cool off a little bit. So it took me about 2 days. It does not snap in. So I had to buy some glue, some plastic glue or Gorilla Glue would be fine. And I put it together. So it was pretty cool because it was kind of gave me like the model vibe, So that was pretty cool. I glued it together. Also the base was also on the STL file. So I printed out the base came out in 3 pieces, the 2 gray pieces and the blue piece. The really cool thing about this printer is that it does everything in color. You do not have to print it all in one color and paint it. It's just, you can just, it will just know. It will just know when to use what color and it will print it out. And it's pretty thick, man. It's really good sword. So this just sits in my shelf. Just really cool piece of art that we printed out. And how did I find this STL file? I did not design this sword. Bamboo Labs has an app and has a society inside the app where every creator just, for free, they get points per download or per likes for maybe discounts on their plastics. So that's a really cool way they do that. But downloaded it from a user. They let people print it out, and it's just really cool app that they have in society. I mean, they all share their files. I'm sure they don't share all of them, just share a few that they believe will do good on the society, and then they get downloaded and they get points. So really cool piece of equipment or piece of art. I love putting it together. I love printing it. Again, it's the Bamboo X1 Carbon. Really great machine. They call it the Tesla of 3D printers. And I had a complete blast printing this out and putting it together. So this is the Broken Master Sword out of Tears of the Kingdoms, or Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the 2nd volume of Breath of the Wild. And that will do it for this episode. Thank you very much for giving me your time, which is the most valuable thing a human being has. And thank you guys for watching this episode. Remember to give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys would like for me to print out next. I do have the 3D printer available. Let us know what you would like me to print out. If it's Pokeballs, if it's a Pokemon, if it's Zelda prop, a Mario prop, a card, helicopter, whatever you guys want me to print and show it here, I will do that for you. No problem. So leave us a comment and always remember, geek out. So this is our style of...
This is our style, our generation of art. What you say, how some people have art display in their house, statues, busts. We have these toys that we like to display.